Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, so you already know it is time to finish up all things the Umbrella Academy Season 4. What a ride it has been, or Season 3, I should say, already into the Westworld, getting ready to go. But we're going to wrap up the Umbrella Academy tonight with the two of the best. You already know we got the realist on with us. What's good with you tonight, brother?
Man, this season is the realest. Minus Allison. Oh, talking too soon. Talking too soon.
Hey, she was
Oh,
real with her, is too real hateful. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we're going to talk about it, though. What's up, good number 7? How you doing tonight?
I am here, man. Making it do what it do. We go day by day.
Oh, got the best background in the biz. Check it out. Umbrella Academy and Sparrows just living it up. We're going to get into it. Umbrella Academy Season 3, Episode 9, and this one's called Seven Bells. And, oh yeah, remember how Luther was left alone in solitude on the moon for almost 3 years? That kind of brings some stuff back into light. Like, oh yeah, that's why he's so kind of like the way he is and just unknowing. I mean, my man was left in solitude all alone on the moon for almost 3 years. How is he not batshit crazy?
I mean, he was
almost
starting.
got there.
What's that?
He was starting to go batshit crazy. In the beginning, he was like,
Mhm.
sane. And then as the, what was it, years he's been up there
But
progressed, like he was like becoming insane. Starting to
years,
cry.
by day 134, he was starting to lose it already. That's far shy of a year.
Just curled up naked with nothing but a towel over him, just hovering on the floor.
Bro,
Like, oh man,
I felt so bad for my dude.
yeah, it was terrible. So yeah, it's like he kind of needed that reminder, like, oh yeah, he was left up there like that for a minute. Of course, he's going to be a little off. But first
The
off,
cleanest makes sense now.
how did that flimsy ass little chair support all his girth up there? I was like, dude, he's going to sit on that and it's going to break. But he was just chilling. I was like, come on, there's no way that thing holds him up. And second, was that like a mirror verse? Like, how was Sloan up there at the same time as Luther when they're in a whole different timeline? Like, how's that work, AK?
Wait, what?
Remember when he went up to the barrier and there was that fence that stopped him and said no access? He couldn't go any farther, and then all of a sudden it panned over past that fence, and we see that there's a whole nother chamber up there with Sloan in it.
Was
No,
that Sloan?
whatchamacallit?
That wasn't Sloan.
It
That was the
wasn't.
wife. That was
You
the
think it
That
was
was
wife.
the
That was
wife?
Hargreaves'
Hargreaves'
wife.
wife.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched it twice. I thought that was Sloan in that thing.
No.
That was the wife.
Nah.
Yeah.
That
The
was
moment I
his
saw
that
that,
wife.
I was like, hold up. So after his wife died, or we saw her die in, what was it, season 1 or 2 finale, literally he preserved her body. And I was like, wait, so that's why he's sending up to the moon? Just to like
And
keep
and I
watching
think
it.
So when he said
the
to
full
protect the most
callback that
precious
we
thing
got.
ever, okay, the most precious thing to Hargrave would be his wife. So I guess that's
And
literally
who's he standing with at the end of it all?
right.
His
Yeah,
wife.
that part I got. I got it all that, but I did not realize that was the wifey in there. I thought that was
Yeah.
Sloan up there, and that's why.
Why would he have Sloan up there?
That's why I was asking questions. I was like, this makes no sense to me. I was like, why did he consider Sloan the most precious thing? So, yeah, all right.
It all goes.
That's why we're here, to figure this out, so I can understand these things. Because
It all boils down to one simple thing. Actually, you'll do some crazy shit for pussy.
Yep.
I mean,
Alien at that, I would say.
Love it.
That's real.
This boy
Whatever
went on
they
this
are.
long ass side quest just to
And he
save
even
said
and he
wife
and that's
or
the
bring her
thing.
back, whatever it did.
But halfway through, he fell in love with Grace. So it's like, at what point did he like give up when he just couldn't find anything? And what was it? The moment he like came across the Umbrella Academy, he's like, wait a minute, maybe there is a way. And then he looked for the machine, and then it's like, boom, I have something now.
Maybe.
So what if Grace would have helped him figure it all out? Then he would have just dumped Grace and went back to his wife.
Most likely,
I mean,
Yeah.
he would have.
he is just a heartless.
Would you put that past him? That sounds exactly like what he would do.
He is a ruthless bastard. He ain't no romantic Jake. He's evil. He is just flat evil. This man.
Because now the question is, like, did she die? Because literally, when I saw that scene, I'm thinking of DC's Dr. Freeze.
Yep.
It's like his wife didn't really die; he just put her in a chronic
She's
state.
in
So it's
suspended
like,
animation.
there's a chance where she could come back.
There's no colder place that's closer to Earth than the moon. So it makes sense if it was a temperature thing, I guess.
That was crazy. And like I said, he did say he was up there protecting his most
The most precious thing.
I don't know. That was just crazy. So I guess he wasn't up there just doing busy work. He actually had a purpose, but I don't know.
No, he was doing busy work because he didn't know he was up there to play guard.
Right.
Hargreaves is still on some bullshit with that.
Yeah, he did. And Hargreaves, I mean, so if the world ended, how would Luther even know? Like, was Hargreaves going to send him a message, or like, how? Because Luther didn't even know she was there.
He was still using him regardless.
That's why I thought it was like Sloan. Like, it was the most popular thing. If the world ends, then these two can hook back up and like start to repopulate the world.
He ain't that much of a caring father and a romantic.
Yeah.
Nah.
Not at all.
Like, these two are up here to repopulate the human nation. Nope, guess not. He's just all selfish and by himself. Oh,
he never cared.
How cute was that when Ben woke up and instantly called out for Claus? Like, he finally found a friend.
And that short lasted. And then I think they kind of hinted that, they kind of slept with each other that night.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Linda? I see you out there. Yeah, they were definitely putting some nods to something else, mate. So a little bit more than friendship might have been going on with those two.
Look, knowing Klaus, I doubt that he's the one that started it. But once he saw where it was going, Klaus ain't gonna turn it down if he thinks he can have some fun, and he sees that as just innocent fun, and that is just so typical Klaus.
Oh my God!
This is the man who said that if I see my doppelganger, I'm gonna have sex with myself, and I was really hoping
and
that was gonna happen.
My twin.
That was gonna be.
It's all apples and oranges for him,
which could happen next season. Seeing how this that cliffhanger happened.
I gotta see what's going down with that damn cliffhanger, but we'll get to it.
Oh, Klaus just dancing around in Speedos half the show. Like, what is going on here? he is just
that should be his permanent uniform. That should be his umbrella uniform. It's just Speedos and maybe something else.
And a little light Asian robe, absolutely. Nice and whiskey. Indeed. So Five wakes up from his stupor and instantly tries to retrace his steps and remember what he saw and like what Hargreaves is up to, but he's a little blurry. He's having a hard time. Meanwhile, Hargreaves is serving Victor breakfast in bed. I was like, where's this coming from? Like, he's even cracking jokes now, yet he admits that he was there to discuss something deadly serious. Like, was he being straight with his kids, or is this all just another twist to manipulate them into doing what he wants, Phantom?
Manipulation. That's why when that whole toast happened, it's like, manipulation, and it was also coming from the heart. I don't know anymore.
Well, the best lies have some truth intertwined in.
I think that was a mix of both. That's probably the most genuine we're ever going to see him in the whole series.
Yeah, that was. He was definitely acting. Man, he was doing a good job of it.
Mm-hmm.
Are they really pulling the same? Allison just gets to wake up and blame it on the alcohol and apologize, is this all forgiven? I'm not having it if this is all where it's going. Like, at least Victor got to call BS, like, said it was a fake apology. But I was like, no, they are not pulling this back-to-back seasons. Come on.
No, I went and consulted with, all of the random superhero communities in our fandoms, and we all said, nah.
There's just, she does not get a pass.
She don't get a pass on that.
Oh.
And also, I'm still questioning how the hell Hargreaves was able to code this, because how you got like the same whole ass daughter that you had with your ex, but that ain't her daddy no more.
Which when Allison went back later,
because it came back now. It's the whole thing with Allison.
Yeah,
it just doesn't sit well with me. It's absurdly ridiculous, and I feel like she not only did she go overboard, but they allowed that to just be her thing for the whole season. Nobody liked that shit when it was Victor. Nobody liked it when Luther was on his high horse. Why are we doing this again with Allison?
Exactly.
It's dumb. And that's so outside of her character. That's what I was saying when we first started this season. Everyone seems to be outside of their character from the people that we've gotten to know them in the previous seasons.
Whole different time. Like it. Starting to warp them a little bit. J. Cruz says he cares about his wife. Every person on our planet are no more valuable than insects to him. Is that what they were showing with all those bugs going around and him just stepping on them? Like, they're all just insects. He's going to do what he needs to do. I cannot argue with that fact. It is, my man is self-centered and just doing what he wants for his thing, and he doesn't care about anything else. That's crazy. And then he calls a family meeting and tries again to get the crew behind him. Like, was he telling the truth about the myth and the 7 bells, or was that just more BS, did you think, at that time, Phantom?
Honestly, at this point, whoever came out of Hargreaves' mouth were just lies. Just lies. Maybe just 1% truth. But again, it was just manipulating everything just to get every single person into that room. And if you just like watered it down to the point just to make it more safer and to convince them to just go in, he'll just say it.
Right. And then we got poor Diego, just no one ever listening to him. But what do you think, AK? Should Lila have gone forth and fought, or do you think he should have like thought of the baby and stayed to keep it safe?
No, because what's the guarantee that she would have had that any of them would have been coming back?
A lot, exactly. Like
That makes no, yeah, his logic made no sense. Like, dude, again, like she said, you chose her. That doesn't mean you get to step in and start pulling this dick swinging nonsense that you're trying to do, and tell her that she has to go sit in the corner somewhere. Do you not know Lila by now? Have you met her? Because you should have known that shit wasn't gonna fly. And Lila brushed that shit off like it was just a disgusting speck on her shoulder. She didn't have time for that, and I'm here for that.
The logic was there. I get it. You know, he's a new daddy. He wants to keep his wife and baby safe, or his lady and baby safe. But yeah, I mean, she's one of the most powerful ones that you have, and you need all hands on deck. So you can't be putting her in a closet. Like, that was ridiculous. That's why she slapped him and then kissed him, because she understood. Yeah. Like, she got it. But
speaking of which, DJ, I think it was you that came up with the thought that she had to be around whoever it was power to use it. Yeah. And it didn't catch until that hallway scene that they had, actually, when she said she heard other people walking by, but Victor's the only one that had a power she could actively use to get out of there.
Yep, exactly. Finally, somebody with a power worth mimicking. Yeah. She was able to kick the door open. So yeah, that's another one that they did actually.
That sucks.
Jake was right.
It'd be cooler if she could hold on to all those powers and use them at the same time. But I thought she was like Peter Petrelli, but she's not. Yeah. She's weaker than him.
She'd be so OP if she could have done that. That'd be almost too much. But yeah, it was cool to see that. Like, they answered a couple questions, but I think they left more out unanswered and brought even more in.
Far more.
Oh my God.
Far more.
Come on, we need some of these answers. Like, you can't be waiting a whole another year for this. Like, God dang. And I'm with Victor. You can't just turn it on and off like a switch. Like, I would not have forgiven Allison that quick. And that look on her face is just hella suspect. Like, is Allison posted? Like, is she posted by something? Why the sudden change? Like, is she possessed, do you think? Like, don't tell me, like, that it was all alcohol, because she was not drunk the whole time when she was acting this way. So what is her that changed? Why did she change so much, fandom?
I'm wondering, was she even a good actress at times? Because you can tell that she was just lying even when Victor and Five was just like, questioning all of her actions up to this point.
Yeah, they said it was a lie. They said the apology was a lie, like that she wasn't fooling anybody. So
I told y'all, they've been leading up to this whole season. Allison has been going off the handle. That's why I told y'all the last stream we did, I think it's her. And it was proven in this episode, it was her.
You nailed that one. You absolutely nailed it. It was her. I thought it was going to be Pogo. I was kind of mad when it wasn't.
Pogo, leave! What did Pogo ever do to you, DJ?
I wanted Pogo to be there to save the world.
Free Pogo.
I was surprised we barely had him this season.
I was bummed. I needed more Pogo in my life. Absolutely. But Five's like me. He's not trusting Hargreaves as far as he can throw him. Like, his instincts are telling him that this is all a trap. And I was feeling that way myself. Like, I don't trust this man. I do not trust this man. And in both timelines, Hargreaves got 7 babies. In season 1, they made it sound like that's all he was able to secure. But now it seems like that number wasn't just random. Like 7 children to ring 7 bells.
He stopped at 7.
Right? So it's like, is that why he let the kids go their separate ways in season 1? Like, once Ben died, his plans were foiled because he needed 7 kids specifically?
I don't think he let them go anywhere. I think he didn't have a choice because they were done with his bullshit.
That's true.
The only one he still had a handle on in season 1 at the beginning was Luther. Nobody else was giving a fuck about him, and he couldn't do anything about that because he had lost that control. So like he said, he had to do the funeral to bring everybody back together.
But I'm confused though. It's like
#free Pogo.
What was like the original plan? I'm guessing was to like bring back his wife. But when that failed because Ben died, it's like what's the his new thing? It's just trying to like save the world with the whole moon thing. Was that like his new thing, and that's why bringing them back?
That was never in his plan. I don't think that was ever in his plan.
Because he brought him back just to save the world. That was like the whole thing with season 1.
Well, that's what he said, but what he really brought him back to do was to save his wife.
But he
Get his
can't do
wife.
that because one, he ended up committing suicide, and there's like no one to bring him back to even like do the whole machine thing, as we saw in the finale. And then with the whole going to oblivion, it still can't happen. So it's like, well, then they still could bring back Lila and find Lila, but then that's a whole situation there.
Here's a thought. What if that's what maybe a portion of what it had to do with how many times he killed Klaus? Like, granted, he wanted Klaus to, try to master his skill, but what if the motivation behind that was possibly having an inclination that if any one of them died, Klaus would be able to bring them back, so then he would still have the 7.
Well, Klaus didn't really bring them back. He just kind of brought back their spirit for as long as he could hold it, and it doesn't seem like he was strong enough to do that for very long.
Not yet. But I'm saying that's what it would lead up to, because again, season 2 opener, nobody's at that skill level yet. But we already know they're going to get there eventually. So if Klaus had been trained up, if he would have been able to actually keep the umbrellas together, Klaus would have got up to that level probably a bit faster, because he wouldn't have had all the drug use and numbing agents that he did. And then, so if anything happens, let's say it wasn't even Ben, let's say maybe something happened to Luther, he would be the one there to have the power to bring Luther forward with enough, what's the right word? Capacity, maybe? Where just so he wouldn't just be in spirit form. He would actually be able to take flesh, like how Luther looked when Klaus brought him back this time, and then they can do whatever it was they needed to do for at least as long enough as they needed to hold it, because it didn't look like they needed to hold for that long on those symbols.
Or he just needed Klaus to be able to jump back and forth to the spirit world in case his wife was dying or whatever and was slipping over there.
That could be the motivation too.
Maybe he could communicate with.
Honestly, you're just hearing this. He just needed Klaus. Like, forget everyone else. Just bring his wife back from the dead. Continue everything. But
he needed 7 bodies.
But it also seems like he wanted to like restart the universe, as we see in the finale, so he can end up controlling everything.
Yeah, we're not in New York anymore. It's Hargreaves, York.
He needed 7
Did
bodies.
You see the arrogance on that motherfucker? Yeah. I'm sorry, we'll get there when we get there. My bad.
But yeah, he needed 7 bodies on 7 stars to be able to reset the universe in his own liking. So I think he really needed all the kids. But man, just that was nuts. And it was crazy that half the crew were ready to just sit this one out, knowing that it meant like only having an hour or so left of life. Like they're just all ready to die. That was kind of creepy. That was just weird. He said Hargreaves was right about the 7 bells, but he helped Claus to save Luther, so he's only half bad. No, that'd make him like 1/7.
No, he's still
bad. He's terrible.
He's still horrible.
Absolutely. But yeah, it was just weird how everybody was so willing to just sit there and die. Like, I don't know, that was kind of weird. It's like, you guys are
because whatever was waiting was going to be worse. I think they all called it right. And he absolutely was not being truthful. Even up until that point, he still wasn't telling the whole truth.
The siblings take a vote and it goes 5-4, stay and do nothing. And could you really just sit there and wait for your imminent death? Like, not me, I'm fighting to the bitter end. Like, could you just sit there, AK, and just like, okay, I guess I'm going to die now. I'm trying to fight to the last breath.
With Hargreaves, I mean, I don't know. I want to say that I would not have gone in, but I can't call it that. I suppose I could see a couple different circumstances where I would, but I don't think it would be because of some other fuck shit happening. I don't think it would be me going to vote to go.
How about you, Brandon? You staying or going?
Because if I was Luther, obviously I'd be staying with like Simone and just like live the rest of my moments. And
Sloan.
Sloan, my bad.
Really, if it's only an hour, or you could fight and have years.
But here's the thing, though. It's like it's Hargreaves. Like AK was saying, like I don't trust this guy. It's like when I go through there, it's like, what am I truly going to expect? Granted, you had Diego and Lila go in there, and the way how they're describing it, like it's worse than what they're gonna do with this film playing Oblivion here. So it's like the Cuckoo Blitz. So it's like I don't know here. I'm torn. I'm on the fence, DJ, as always. I'm 50-50 on this.
5 also said it just wasn't a good idea to go back. Yo, I saw the future. It told me to sit my ass down. I'm gonna sit my ass down. And if you put it that way, 1 hour of banging my hot ass wife or going to fight for 1 hour, and then even if I survive, I'm still gonna die in that fucking machine that they're connected to. I'm banging Sloan for the last hour. I'm sorry,
I don't know. I'd be looking.
In the future, his future 5 was right too. He was like, "Don't save the world, don't go down
save
there,"
the world.
and he was freaking
They
right.
almost died.
Was he right?
If
He
Alan,
was right. See what happens?
Their life
He was
might
right.
be better.
He was right.
Their life might be
Because
better
if
now.
number 5 never went through, he would not been that 7th person.
5 is just he was living.
And he's the reason why they even like solved the puzzle. It was because of number 5. So imagine he never went through, they never would have solved it.
I get that, but I'm saying 5 was talking to his other self who seemed batshit nuts in the first place. He was already living in solitude by himself.
Even is questioning.
Listen to that 5 because
it's even questionable because he did that number 5, older number 5 did lose an arm, same way as this one. So it's like he been through it all.
Yeah,
he did sound like he was loopy, but remember, these are 2 5s in the same place. They're not supposed to be close to each other like that. They already had them symptoms.
No. But in that chamber, though, it's not.
Was it erased?
Yeah, remember in the chamber, that's why he didn't get itchy. Once he got inside, he's like, "Why am I not feeling like the way?" Because that chamber was made to be like that.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah. That old 5 was a little nutty, living by himself. I don't know if I'm taking advice from that cat because he seemed a little off. Squirrels out. I don't know.
You wouldn't take advice from your future self, DJ?
Not if he's just living by himself for years and gone batshit crazy. I'm like,
get out of here.
How do you know that he went batshit crazy though? First of all, let me remind everybody of the damn tinfoil this man be spilling on a regular basis. Your future self could come back and look right now like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He'd have been like, "You called it all. You were right." But it's all switching and switching. I don't know. I don't know. I could have done it.
See, this is the chaos of DJ.
Linda thinks Luther was kept on the moon to keep him out of the way. He didn't know what he needed at the time, so he's just kind of putting him there for when he needed him. I like that. Absolutely.
Because why would the body have needed to be guarded? Ain't nobody on the moon.
That's true.
As far as we know.
And why it took this long.
But what did Luther even have, like, the means to protect her? Like, I mean, what weapons?
Exactly. He can't even get past the barrier.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how he's going to protect him. So, yeah, that was a little left open-ended. 5 was important in case you needed a reset, I guess. And they did do the reset. Old 5 told 5 not to go. He still did. Old 5 must have knew he wouldn't have listened. Yeah, because he saw him with them 2 arms. So he's like, maybe it's not going to go that way. Absolutely. And then he says, can't remember, 5 did go in, didn't he? Yep, of course he did. He did. He wasn't wanting to, and then he called it afterwards. He's like, look, we all voted not to go, and yet here we all still are. So one way or another, Hargreaves still got his way. So I don't trust this man. Oh, we don't know what would have happened if they failed. I mean, they kind of did in a way, and we're going to talk about that when we get to it, because I'm not sure exactly what happened with that. 5's ability to know what's in store is what saves him as well, absolutely, because he was able to jump into the future and see. Mm-hmm. And then little 5 took his tat. Yeah, that was ruthless. Just carving a hole in his own self.
Well, how else is he going to remember it?
Yeah, he's got a good brain, photographic memory.
I'm pretty sure phones were around at that time.
But then poor Luther finally gets the love and validation he's always yearned from his father, only to be murked by him just seconds later. I was like, how ruthless was that? Like, he's finally catching one, finally getting some of the love.
I knew that was going to happen. The way how that conversation was leading.
You saw it before it even came, huh?
Halfway through it, he was like, I hope you could forgive me. Then I'm like, don't tell me this man's about to go.
I knew the shit was gonna go left as soon as he opened the damn door and walked in the room. Bruh, you had one task on your mind before you were gonna go and bang your hot ass wife. Go get some ice. Go back to the room. Remove the clothes.
Finish the mission.
What the fuck you stopping to talk to this asshole for?
Finish the mission. You
for
are
what?
limited time. Yeah.
We had a whole ass Sloan to go have dinner on. Hello? Yeah. This is not a choice.
And then you got to look at Hargreaves said he'd be in the courtyard awaiting the end, yet Luther found...
That was another thing. Second viewing, I was like, wait a minute. This man just said I'm in a courthouse. I mean, not courthouse. I mean, a courtyard. He in his room. What you doing here, Mr. Courtyard?
Exactly. So was Hargreaves planning Luther's murder from the jump?
Not from the jump, but I think he was definitely his backup plan.
Oh, but that was also his alibi, because then he would have been like, "What you mean? I was in the courtyard. Remember? I said I was going to be there." So,
Yeah,
eh.
okay, I like that. I like that. He said, "I thought they killed my guy, didn't." I thought, damn, they killed Dylan. Oh, he was going. Yeah, I thought that was ruthless. Crazy enough, I thought Luther was going to smother Hargreaves. Actually, oh, that would have been a good twist. He goes in there and just chokes him out real quick and just crushes
If
him.
only Luther was a real one like that. If only.
Yeah, but Hargreaves is freaking strong as hell, though.
Luther's been typecast for misery. He is this. He can't win. Like, one man cannot get a win. But the Sibs find a dead Luther and freak out, but there's no time to mourn as the Kugelblitz is upon him, and Claus helps Hargreaves to hurry them all into the tunnel, only for Hargreaves to push him back, saying that he's more trouble than he's worth. Like, wait, was it Claus? He had already had his, 7, and Claus would have made 8? Is that why he pushed him back? Like, what's this? Why was Claus more trouble than he was worth, AK?
Have you met Klaus? Once the boy gets to talking on a random subject, sometimes things can go left. But also, this is where everyone should have become suspicious and all changed their minds and not gave a fuck about being Kugelblitz. Hargreaves came in the room and was like, "Oh no, what happened? My dear boy. When the fuck has this dude ever done shit like that?" That should have been the biggest last minute red flag.
Yeah, but Claus and him had been spending a lot of time together, so there was that little tweet, like maybe he likes him a little bit more because they've been spending more time and gotten closer. But yeah, that was a little sus too. Absolutely.
For me, it wouldn't have happened if they all went inside, but because he had to kill Luthor, literally Klaus would have been like the perfect person and been like, "Wait a minute, did Hargreaves kill him? Klaus, just resurrect, or just show the ghost of Luthor to see, okay, who truly did kill you." And he immediately would have been like, "Oh, it was Hargreaves." That's why he says, like, "Oh no, you're right now. You're like trouble if you come along with us."
Klaus had to, yeah.
We just got a legend that hit the chat. What's up? We got the one true David Adams in the house.
Hey.
Again. Oh, my guy. Hargreaves needed Claus to save Luthor, all part of the plan. I still have hopes I ain't got no hopes for that alien. That alien's evil. I ain't loving that alien.
What?
There's Pogo, and then there's Hargreaves. Like, there's just no
What is
hope.
this hope for Hargreaves nonsense you speak of, sir? Man. There ain't no hope for that asshole. No, he's always gonna gun for number 1, and that's himself. He kicked Klaus out the tunnel because he didn't want to be found out. But I don't know why he didn't think that, if Klaus kills himself before he gets Kugelblitz, the boy can still come back. So
exactly, and that's what he does. He does the only thing he feels he has left to do, and that's to impale himself on the buffalo's horn.
And that's what saved him.
The flow, like, will killing himself, in fact, be what ends up saving his life? Is that how it worked out? Like, if the Kugelblitz would have got him, he wouldn't have been able to come back.
He'd have been dusted. Yeah.
And that's still one thing that was never answered. That if you got Kugelblitz, are you like in the void or not?
Yeah,
we never got that answer really.
Are you just dead? Like, what is it? Oh, so that is the penultimate episode 9. We got just a couple trivia questions. See if you guys remember. If you know these, put them in the chat box. If you're watching later, put them in the comments down below. What did Luthor call his space station?
The old gray lady.
Oh, there you go.
It's gonna have Allison on it.
Right on. Where did Luthor say he'd be collecting samples from?
I don't remember the sector he said.
When logging it and talking to, basically leaving messages for his father, where did he say he was about to go collect samples from?
Lunar something?
That is incorrect. You know that one thing?
Is it, let's see. Embrium?
That is incorrect.
One of them? No.
All right. You're going to let that one go. If you guys know it, write it down below. What did Ben have written on his back after waking up from the wedding?
Asshole. Which he is.
Oh, it was great. 5 gave Hargreaves a drink from his bottle, and it made him shiver. 5 said, yeah, blank, it isn't. What bottle did he say it wasn't?
I forgot which one it was. I should have known you would make that a question.
Of course, you're talking about liquor. The fine liquor. You know it's going to be a question. Oh, right. 5 let Hargreaves drink from his bottle, made him shiver. He said, this it isn't. What did he say it wasn't? Anybody out there remember what bottle he was drinking or what juice he was sipping on? Write that in the chat box. And last but not least, what bottle did Hargreaves call out that was in Luther's hands? Luther went and picked up something good for him and Sloan to sip on for the end of the world. Do we remember what it was? A fine vintage. You already know the alcohol questions were coming, but we got them on this one.
Yeah.
With that, put it in the chat box. Or
I'm surprised you didn't do that for like the previous episode. Maybe like what number 5 was drinking.
Number 5. You know he's got to have that good stuff. So we're going to keep it moving right on into the finale, Umbrella Academy Season 3, Episode 10, Oblivion. We open with our crew coming through on the tunnel, and just before being eliminated by the Kugel Blitz, Hargreaves finally was able to get his way. And while in the afterlife, Luther's getting deep about being just a small piece off, like one piece off in the universe, while Claus can't stop complaining about the pineapple on his pizza, which I am with him 1,000. Fruit does not belong on pizza.
Gosh.
Come on now.
Is this like the second show I'm on or stream or something where it's like, no. I was with Johnny, and we were talking about how
pineapple
it was
Johnny.
on pizza.
Yeah, pineapples don't go on pizza, man.
Yes, it does, man. Respect to Luthor now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't knock until y'all tried it if y'all never tried it. I'll promote it here too. Try pineapple on pizza. It's a delicacy.
Come on, disgusting. What are you talking about?
Stop it. Stop the madness. Fake news all over.
Oh, what side of this?
That just made me gag a little bit.
If I couldn't have that Billy like Allison, just rumor the both of you. Yeah, I would just love pineapple.
Good luck trying to catch me.
Oh no, yeah, you do not. Fruit does not belong on pizza. My man Claus nailed it. It is
fruit doesn't even need to be
at best. That is all it's good for. Maybe on a cocktail, maybe, possibly. Oh, Peter Griffin says I don't mind pizza, but it needs ham or Canadian bacon with it. Something about that combo. Yeah, I'm with Jake. Let's just put the pig on the pizza and call it good. I am done. Oh, from earlier, I'm with the DJ Ellison does seem to be possessed on something. Maybe Hargreaves' wife's messing with her circuits. Yeah, she didn't be normal. Something was off with her. Yeah,
she ain't possessed. No, nope. She's in a hyper state of grief, and I get that, but that's not an excuse. You don't get to be an asshole to everybody just because you're grieving.
Inside Oblivion, our crew walks around checking out the place, and I didn't really notice the stars 5 walked over on the first watch through, like part of Hargreaves' fable. Like, did you see that when we were going through? Like, they were walking over these stars, and that was actually going to be a thing.
Wait, what?
On the floor, the first time 5 tried to walk outside, and Diego's like, "Don't even try it; you can't go out." And then he walked back. I noticed that he was they did that to show that there were stars on the floor that he was walking over, and that was going to be a part of it.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I noticed that on the second watch through. How annoyed would you have been with Claus not wanting to go back and warn the others? Like one of the others being your new wife, and she's about to get murked by her new father. Like I'm with Victor. I would have just pulled his head off in the afterlife. Like, what are you doing, Claus? You can't get lazy now. Let's go. Our sibs are in trouble.
I can see both sides, though.
Claus had enough.
Claus was right. You know, he keeps getting fucked up, man.
He's ready to just stay in the afterlife. And then Hargreaves is like, then what are you doing back here? Get your ass back there. Like, I sent you to your happy place. Why are you here? Because Luther wouldn't let me rest. That's why. And I wouldn't have let him rest either. Like, you better go save my wife. Shit. Why was Lila so against telling the family about being preggers? Like, Diego was right. The fam could have used some positive news right about now, Phantom.
Still too soon.
Didn't want to let it out. Didn't want to get that special preggers treatment, so she didn't want anybody to know.
I think she's just nervous.
She was definitely nervous and scared about it. And, if once you admit it, then it's real and you have to acknowledge it. But still, it's like, man, I don't know. I think I'm with Diego. Like, the family could have used some good news by now. Like, let's give them something to fight for. But she wouldn't have
low key, now that I think about it, that actually might have helped. Only serving though to stop Allison and actually make her think a little bit, because now there's another kid in the family that isn't Claire that could be highly affected by the consequences of everything that's about to happen. So
not really, because with Luther's death was
maybe might have helped her.
Luther and Klaus's death was kind of like another motivation. Like, say, okay, I really have to go along with whatever freaking Hargreaves is planning to reset everything, to hopefully to bring them back.
Bring back the Sibs, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? We got the number 1 thumbnailer in the game out there in the chat. What's up, Slammin'? Welcome. Glad to see you out there. Oh, killing those nails every time. I just knew when Sloan said she never ever got to say goodbye that Luther was definitely going to be making another appearance. So that was cool that Klaus was able to bring him back at the right time. Like I saw that one coming. But Klaus lands in a bouncy house and says, "This is someone's idea of heaven." I was like, "Hell yeah, it is!"
I mean, maybe
I want to spend part of eternity in a bouncy
you
house.
at a kid's party. Of course, some little kid that might have died that was waiting on this epic birthday party would have a damn bouncy castle in the backyard. Come on, man.
I'm telling you, shit, that would have been part of my happy place, and I'm not even a kid. Like, who doesn't want to be in a bouncy house part of eternity? Like, let's have some fun, stay in shape.
Right, learn to have some damn fun.
Let loose a little bit. I liked when Ben tried to claim it was him who got everybody into oblivion, and Hargreaves was quick to set him straight. Like, no, Ben, you didn't do shit. I was like, put this man in his place because he is lost on one. Why is Ben such an idiot? Like, how is he so dumb? He's so smart in our timeline. Like, why is he such an idiot in this one? I don't get it.
Klaus called him right, man. You're a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're also a decent person. But you try real hard to be an asshole and deny that in yourself. Why? And all the way down to the end, Ben still doesn't get it until that last second when Klaus comes through and was like, "Yeah, Pops killed Luther, and he locked me out the damn tunnel."
Yep.
That's when Ben gets mad, and it's just stupid.
Yeah, hearing his and Hargreaves convo, like, did Ben even ever really want Harlan dead, or was that just all Hargreaves' plan to unite the Academy to get them all over into oblivion? What do you think, Brandon?
No, he wanted just Harlan freaking dead just for one, just to show like, oh yeah, I'm number one, and two, it's not really much of freaking of Hargreaves really approval because at that point wasn't he still like drugged up, so really wasn't approval for his father.
What do you think, AK?
That's what I was about to question. They hinted at some other deeper plot between Ben and Hargreaves when Ben was talking to Faye that one time. Mm-hmm. But from the way Hargreaves was acting, I don't think there was any kind of plan. I think that was just Ben being delusional, thinking that he was gonna pick up the mantle and get everybody back on track the way Dad said we should have been, in the before times or wherever the fuck nonsense he was on. And we know he's in that state of mind because when Sloan said, why the hell you keep fighting so hard to be a sparrow? And he goes out in the hallway and says, because I don't have anything else. I mean, my guy, if you were paying attention, you kind of do. But because you still in this dumbass mindset, like Klaus said, you just want to be an asshole because you think that's the best thing. You've been number one 3 times, and all them 3 times shit went left and you fucked up.
He's been fighting for Daddy's approval, and it keeps failing.
And he keeps failing and then refusing to acknowledge his failure. That's the problem.
So I like that. That was all just kind of in Ben's head. Like he kind of made himself more important than what he really was in all this. And him and Dad really didn't have a plan. That's why when Faith said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Wouldn't you like to know?" No, I think Ben would have liked to know. He didn't even know what he was playing. So yeah,
and that's why Faye had to check him so hard when him, her, and Christopher were talking that one time. Yeah, Faye was not for the bullshit either.
Probably they found out that they had no plan with Hargreaves, and they were like, "Really?"
Absolutely. And why is 5 the only one thinking about how convenient this is for Hargreaves and how he's getting everything he wanted? Like, if I was in that crew, my eyes would have never left that man. I did not trust him at all. I'd have been right for 5.
Are you going where? Okay, I'm gonna team up with you.
Right?
You're talking about sparrows, stick together. Nah, bro, you coming with us.
Like, they're like, "Oh, I forgot my journal." I'm like, "Okay, let's go walk with you then."
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's go get it. We got time.
Right there holding that elevator. Like, go on, get it. We're going to be right here waiting for you. Like, we ain't going nowhere without you.
I ain't even holding the elevator. Nah, hell no. We both going down back to the bar to get your book, and then we coming right back to this elevator. Hell no.
Exactly.
I refuse.
Nothing. Not out of my sight for a second. So if nobody ever rang that bell, could they have lived out eternity in that place in Peace Fandom?
Pretty much, because the only time those guards appeared was after that bell was rang. Even when Lila and Diego went the first time, they only appeared when the bell was rang.
I mean, you'd have to get used to it. You'd have to get used to
bad
sushi.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like, but who the hell is the sushi maker, and why they only making sushi?
It's got to be Chet. Doesn't it have to be?
Well, okay, yeah, it probably is him. But why is he only making sushi though?
One man, and he's got a lot of jobs to do. My man is busy. He ain't got time to be putting all this fucking good.
Okay, but but the amount of food that rolls by on that conveyor belt, it doesn't change.
Oh, he keeps
So
it
there
going.
has to be someone back there constantly making things. You can constantly make stuff and not make the same shit.
We did see a bellhop at one point, somebody that wasn't Chet helping get bags through somewhere. So maybe that was it. I mean, maybe they do have one or two other people working. They just didn't want to pay them screen time.
Either way, you could be making more than sushi. I mean, making burgers would have been easier than putting sushi plates together. Y'all see how fancy them shits looked?
A question was this made like during the whole COVID restrictions type thing? So it's like maybe that's why we didn't see like that many people like during this
Totally
whole
could be
thing,
that.
or maybe I don't know.
Absolutely, totally could have been that.
Well, see, wait, hold on. Did that place actually have someone there? We saw the staff that was at Hotel Obsidian.
Oh, you mean Oblivion?
The only
yeah.
person I think we saw at Oblivion was Chet, like that one time, wasn't it?
I can't even remember, honestly.
Yeah, I don't even think that was Chet because Chet was sitting on the backside when the Kugelblitz finally came for the hotel and took him out.
That's right. That's right. So who? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the same people did not transfer over to being in Oblivion. Who the hell is over there?
That's why it was sushi, because it was all them samurais back there cooking. Like when the bell wasn't ringing and they weren't.
No, because now I'm thinking all those damn roaches are making all that damn sushi.
Right. like what the fuck is up with the roaches? Why did it have to be roaches? Why?
We need some questions.
What's the significance of that?
Well, they weren't really roaches. Those were all aliens. Those were all aliens, just like Hargreaves, weaker ones. That's why he was able to step on them. But no, I just figured those roaches are aliens. That's how they're able to make the samurais come alive. I like how Hargreaves tried to spin killing Claws into that he was actually doing him a favor. Like, he is pretty smart. Like, every situation he's in, he has an answer for. I'll give him that.
Contingency plan.
Mm-hmm. I was like, that's messed up. And Hargreaves told Claws he was one step away from gaining his prize. What prize do you think he was talking about?
His wife.
And that's what we find out later. It's actually his wife he's going after, not the savior of humanity.
That's been the plan all along.
And then Lila and Diego try to fight that alien samurai to no avail after seeing he's near invincible. Would you have chanced like getting in that elevator with that thing chasing you, fandom? Are you going to try to stop and get in the elevator and pray that the doors close in time?
You goddamn right. If not, take me, Elizabeth. Take me, Elizabeth.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah, because if I get down the stairs, this motherfucker might have enough power to just like launch that shit like in between the freaking stairway rails and hit me as I'm going down. I wouldn't want to take that chance.
I would. I don't know. I've been in a lot of elevators, and them doors are slow to close. I'm not trying to take that chance. And we saw him get his knife in there. That alone would have opened it.
There was enough distance. Yeah, there was enough distance. They made it. It's much quicker.
That door did close, but he was still able to get it through.
To chop in, but he couldn't get past the metal once that door closed and it started moving.
Oh, it's crazy. Why was Ben so chill around the alien samurai? Like, he seemed to have no interest in helping Five and Sloan kill it. Like, why not? He was just sitting there with his hands in his pocket. Did that have something to do with, like, him and Hargreaves' plan? And again, if so, what was their plan?
That's just Ben being Ben.
Ben being a lazy dick.
Not lazy.
He's just being a dick. There's no other explanation needed. He didn't have no damn plan with Hargreaves. That shit was in his head. He thought he was doing something great, but no.
Oh, that was insane. Like, this thing's coming after
he's brooding.
He's just chilling. Yeah, he's just brooding, all sad on the wall.
Right,
like,
and
he's in here and fight.
Because they called him out. You're always brooding about something. I don't brood. Bro, you doing it right now.
Exactly. So Victor and Allison get separated going through different doors. And why didn't they just go back through the door they exited to find each other? They both just run in different directions.
Couldn't.
That made no sense. What? They could have walked back through the door. I mean, the samurai was still in there, but they could have been there together.
The whole room had changed. The samurai, if they were on the same, like, I guess, plane of existence from how the hallways changed once they went out, then they would have still been able to see the samurai standing there in the doorway. He was fully visible when they ran out, but once they hit those barriers, they couldn't even see each other through those doorways. So
it's like a Rubik's Cube. As soon as they went through it, it just switched.
I think so.
A whole different
because the bathroom looked clean. There were tiles and stuff that were busted up before they ran out of there, but there was no mess when Victor looked through.
I can take that. Was Diego right to toss Lila in that closet? We kind of talked about it, but even if it was just to protect her and the baby, like, it wasn't going to work anyhow. The way she kept banging and screaming, like, will you shut the hell up before that thing hears you?
That's the one thing. I would have shut the
It's
hell up and just
Lila.
wait for no, but still shut up until someone she can mimic comes by.
Yeah, like otherwise,
That's
that's who's
what
gonna hear
you
you in
would
there.
do. You can't think about it how you would do things though. This is
Uh,
Lila. Lila does not shut the fuck up for anybody but herself in any situation.
No, she doesn't.
Diego should have known better.
Oh, it was ridiculous. Did you notice when Five killed that thing, the sign, the sigil that they were looking for was on its back, yet nobody ever brought that up?
no.
It was.
Yeah, it was on that little flap on its back. The whole thing was there, and then nobody
Yeah.
said it. Like, you guys are looking for the sigil. There it is, and nobody said nothing about it. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Who the hell? I think that's all going to tie into whoever the person is that actually built that building in that space of
Hargreaves.
reality.
Hargreaves built
Did
it.
he? No, he said
Built
that
it around it.
that the thing was already there. He
Yeah.
had heard legends about it as a child.
Yeah, the doorway was there, but he built the hotel around it to protect the
Well,
doorway.
yeah, he built the whole hotel Obsidian. Oblivion, though, that's something else. That was already built. He didn't do that.
Well, he said, yeah, that's a machine. The hotel's just a facade.
Yeah, someone else did that. The across the portal, though, that's what he did.
Yeah, whoever made that, and who makes doors with sliding locks on the outside so Lila couldn't get out? Like, who makes a door like that? That was just weird.
That's what I want to know. I think that whoever it was that built that is going to be important, and hopefully we'll see that next season. I don't know where they're going to go. It's hard to tell.
It's get real hard to tell where they're going next season because nobody's got any powers. We're all in a different place. This is Hargreaves' world. Like,
Sloan has disappeared.
right? Like, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. But I didn't realize till the second watch that it was only because Victor walked by, like we were talking, that Lila was able to mimic the power and blow the door open. So that now we do know that she can only mimic whoever's close by. She doesn't just get to battle them up, like we're saying. So that was right. I know Luther's big and strong, but come on, one little toss over his shoulder is all it took to kill that samurai. I wasn't buying that at all. Like, that was kind of lame. Like, he comes up, you threaten my wife, and then just throws him over his shoulder, and the guy dies. Like, come on.
How strong is Luther, though, you know?
He's strong, but a little toss over the back. These are like samurai aliens. I don't know. That one seemed a little.
Watch WWE wrestling. You wouldn't complain.
I mean, well, that's assuming that it healed 100% from the damage that it had taken before.
Yeah, maybe it was already a little.
So
light.
maybe it didn't heal all the way when it got back up. I don't know.
Hargreaves left Luther on the moon for like what he said was to guard the most precious thing on the universe. So we finally realized that's again what I was asking. Like, why was he calling Sloan the most precious thing? But you're saying it was the wife, so now I get it. But just then we see it was Claus that brought Luther back, and he can't hold him any longer. But at least Sloan got to say her goodbye, even though she never spoke the words. But at least she got one last hug. So we knew Luther was coming back. I like seeing that.
For a second, I actually thought he resurrected Luther, but then I'm like, nah, it's just the ghost.
I did for a hot second too. I was hopeful, but I still think we haven't seen the last of Luther, though, because they have at some point in time. I don't think the end of the world is ever completely avoidable. So at some point in time, some random shit's gonna happen that they have to fight. From that opening scene. Hopefully, they just do it very creatively, and it's not just some stupid thing that gets them their powers back.
When they were putting them all on the stars and told everybody to get in place, Hargreaves said, "No, not you, Allison." And I was like, "What kind of bullshit is this? Why can't she get a star?" But then, what's that?
You would know, seeing how Hargreaves got the way how he got near the finale, Allison has to play a part in it. Her powers is that good to have him like rise to fame.
I heard a rumor.
One rumor, exactly. One rumor that
That's the thing, though. It doesn't seem like they have the powers. However, this may just be part of some narrative that he had coded in that, and she might be the only one that still has retained powers.
But it seems like it because she didn't step on a star. It didn't. The machine just didn't like absorb any of those like particles. So it makes sense that she still has her abilities, regardless of how they set it up.
I like that.
But then what happened to Sloan?
We still that's a question in itself.
And why is Sloan? I mean, and we can say that the Sparrows were just a different timeline. I think we can only lean on that, but so much because Sloan and all of the Sparrows were still kids that were born with abilities. They just weren't the ones that Hargreaves picked the first time. So Sloan still has to be in existence somewhere, but why didn't she show up there with them?
Yeah, Ben's still there, so why isn't Sloan still there?
Yeah, that's what's not adding up to me. I think something's fishy there.
Yeah, Hargreaves must need her for some reason.
Yeah, he knew he needed
possible.
7 for 7
She is
bells.
very powerful. She is very powerful.
But you can see, like, he still doesn't care about Ben to the moment that elevator opened.
Not at
Ben
all.
was right there
Not
with
at
them.
all. Yeah, and I think he told Allison to stay off because he may have known what was going to happen, or or that it needed to drain energy from them.
And he said he was going to keep the the bargain.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's his name? I think it's a part of the Flashpoint paradox in DC, where like Flash volunteers to do something to help spin back time for the greater good. Batman makes him stand down though, and he has Zoom do it because he knew what was going to happen, and Zoom basically died, dropped dead because he had expended his energy. I think that's something like that, and that's why he had Allison stay off.
Hargreaves said, "Not you, Allison." Yet he needed 7 bodies to be 7 bells. Claus wasn't even supposed to be there. So what exactly was Hargreaves' plan in the first place? If Claus wouldn't have came back, he wasn't.
That's another question. Because literally, when he saw Klaus, he was like, "Oh my gosh, was not expecting you to be here." And if I had like time or something, I would like.
You know what? No. Hargreaves, I think, only did that because the opportunity arose for him to do it. Remember, this is a selfish asshole we're talking about, and he's been on this planet a long damn time, been through 2 lifetimes, and he hasn't been able to get his prize yet. Now he can. He happens to have a spare, so he decided at the last minute, okay, you know what? I am going to keep my promise to Allison.
Or he said, Claus has more problems than he's worth, and that would have been it, because Claus would have done it and then just been able to revive himself and come back.
That too. But either way, if Klaus hadn't been there, he wouldn't have told Allison to stand down. He just happened to have a spare, so he said, "All right, I'll pay it forward and do what we said was going to happen."
Yeah, me too, Jake. They still have way too many questions to answer, so I would love to get.
Oh no, season 4 got renewed already.
I thought so too. Yeah, I think it's already. Yeah,
there we go.
They haven't started like filming or anything yet.
But yeah, it's slow burn. But
we just don't know if like season 4 is like the last season though. But the way how it's like build up to season 4, it seems like it build up all the way to season 4. Will there be a season 5? However, that would be interesting.
No, Allison did not kill any of the samurais. Her and Victor just ended up running out of the bathroom with the samurai that was coming to kill them. So, and then finally Victor found Lila.
Did they kill any of them except that last one?
Yeah, they killed all of them. Victor teamed up with Lila and smoked that one.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Yep, 5 put the axe in that one and killed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they killed all of them. But yeah, it's Allison did.
Except that one. Yeah, they said just one left. Right.
So Hargreaves said, "Not you." I don't know. We got Allison because I guess he's going to keep his word. But was he really going to kill like the whole squad to get what he wanted, or was he just draining their powers? Because he said
first time, yeah. I was thinking what AK said. It seems like at first he was going to kill the whole squad, or at least drain all of them of their powers. Well, because Klaus came, then you know what? Maybe actually like follow up on that original plan, keep Allison. But not only can she now keep her abilities, I'm also going to like use her. And, rise to power as well.
Which is how we get to Hargreaves land. Mm-hmm. This is the Hargreaves land of the Disney parks.
Well, that's everything what I'm saying. Because I don't know if he was he really going to kill them all, or was he just going to drain them and zap them all of their powers? That's 2 very different things. So it's
and that's the thing. I think they left that up to question on purpose. Because, arguably, if Allison wouldn't have stepped in when she did, then they all would have died from complete energy drain. But because she killed him before that, it stopped. However, she did still go and push that button. So he had already done all the programming for everything that needed to happen. That button just had to be pushed.
Unless there was still more stuff that had to be done, but he couldn't do it.
And maybe that's why they lost their powers, because he didn't finish what he was trying to finish.
Do you think he meant to
No, I think he was still meant to like do some stuff in his world reset. but he couldn't finish it. Like maybe he's supposed to rule Apple or something, but he couldn't because he couldn't like
See,
write down the last paragraph.
also though, he supposedly died before she pushed the button.
Yeah, but so did
So
Luther, and
why?
Luther's back.
But it resets though, because
It
it's still
resets.
whatever he did. Once you hit the reset button, it will come true. That's my guess.
So he had already
That's
built
why,
his
like,
own personal Westworld.
yeah, that's why I still think like, okay, that's why Luther is like
Okay.
back and he's alive, but also he's not ape form anymore, and that's
It's
why
like
we
they
now
reset it
kind
all
of
the way
see like Ben. He's not dead; he's alive.
And he said, well, you'll all understand once, I get to my prize and we get this done. But what is there to understand, though? You still, again, are talking in circles and spinning half truths. This asshole is literally Quaith.
Yeah, but maybe he
To
knew.
go forward, you must go back. Bitch, just tell me where to go. Give me
But
the
he
whole
might have
fucking
known that
plan,
if
Hargreaves.
he might have known if he told them all that, like, yeah, you're going to lose all your powers. I'm going to reset it all. They might have been like, no, I've grown to like my powers. I want to keep them.
Exactly.
These are mine. I've had them since baby. You're not going to take my powers. And he knows they would have fought him on that front. So that could have been why he wasn't 100% truthful.
See, if something like that would have maybe been hinted at, then I could buy it. It just, I don't know.
They left a lot of stuff open ended. And Jake says
Yeah.
maybe you get a star if you killed the samurai. Well, Luther's one who killed that last samurai, and he didn't get a star. So I don't know. I don't think that was
No, because it was always going to be 7 anyway. He said those were the legends that were told.
He just had an extra body, so I guess it was Allison who won the I gets to stay alive part and get everything that she ever wanted, even though she was the biggest biatch through this whole season. Like, what? Come on.
The biggest asshole and hypocrite in everything that fucking went through.
It was the worst. But like I said, I don't know if he was actually ever going to kill them all because he said it was the particles inside him that fueled the machine. Maybe he was just going to drain them of their powers. But I don't know. They were all looking pretty zombie-ish, like they were getting ready to die. So I don't know how that was going to work out. And I knew when Allison was back at her home and checking in on her daughter that it was going to be Ray turning up as the father. Like, how the what? Where are we going with? How did this happen?
That I was shocked. That's what I'm saying. I thought it was going to be like her ex-husband.
I knew it was going to be Ray. I knew
because if this is supposed to be a reset, she never was meant to be with Ray.
Never would have met him.
Never would have met him without them going back and meddling with time. Mm-hmm. So like I said, how do you have this kid who's the same looking kid with a different daddy? It don't work. DNA don't work that way.
I was messed up. That's why this is a fake timeline and I'm not really buying it. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this shit about to get erased too.
Hargreaves got some splaining to do for sure. Absolutely. This is an alternate.
And I think he knows it. The look on his face as they panned up to him in his tower. He built his own personal Avengers tower, this arrogant asshole. The whole freaking town is Hargreaves everything.
Do you think Ray remembered anything about her? Do you think he remembers anything about her timeline travel, or does he just know this timeline for what it is? Like, is Ray from his original timeline and remembers everything? It kind of seemed like he was the way he said it.
I don't know.
He seemed very comfortable
with
seeing his wife. And I'm saying, he gives me weird vibes. There's something going on. My spidey senses are tingling. I don't know what it is exactly, but something's off with Ray here.
Yeah, he's too comfortable. Like, he's been here this whole time, and it's like, how is that even possible? So, I mean, they just got to explain what's going on with all this mess. Do you think he remembers anything about... so like I said, we're going to do that. But the rest of the crew emerge into the hotel courtyard, sans powers, and would you be happy to just be back, or would you be missing your powers, fandom?
I'll be missing my damn powers. If I was number 5, I'll be missing it. If I was Lila, I'll be missing it. If I was Victor, I'll be missing it. If I was Klaus, I'd be missing it. Luther, Ben,
Yeah, Luther's
super strength. Ben's, damn near the equivalent of a mutant.
Luther can lift weights. I'd almost rather just be regular Luther with like my strength and regular. You don't need to turn me into 8-boy.
That's also something that Luther has been very insecure with since the whole thing happened. So happy for him. However, that super strength is going to come in handy, and I think you're going to be rushing to get them powers back at some point, my guy.
Or what if?
And where the fuck is Pogo?
What happens if he finds Sloan? Sloan fell in love with the Furby. So if all of a sudden he's not the furry man, maybe Sloan's not so into him anymore.
Not really.
He's still the same guy, though.
Yeah.
He's still the same guy.
But they were
that would see that would put it down to Sloan only falling for him because she's a furry.
Yeah.
And I just not that there would be too much wrong with that. I just don't think that's the case. He still has the same personality. It's still the same goofy Luther. So I think if he did find her, I'm fairly certain that he could make that happen again.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that part out next season.
He's got charisma, even when he doesn't notice it. He's got charisma, and the charisma he has, Sloan ate that shit up. So I think they can still make it work.
So everybody lost their powers. Is Lila still preggers in this timeline?
Ooh.
I was wondering that too. And they deliberately left that out, I think.
Because no one besides Diego and Lila know that she's pregnant. So it's like, is that right? And then like, oh yeah, by the way, she's also pregnant still.
Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
And she also talked about how she was with hundreds of guys while they weren't gone. What if we find out that she's pregnant and it's not even Diego's?
Actually, I don't think she's pregnant. Because when you look at Klaus's hand, you don't see... Sorry, okay, what you were saying?
You think she pulling a Cersei?
I don't think she would, because when you look at Klaus's hand, he doesn't have the tattoos hello and goodbye. So I think this is like a timeline where a lot of things have changed with them. So I don't think she's pregnant.
Oh, I like that. It could be. I think she might be pregnant, and they're going to put the twist and find out, like just like little Stan wasn't his. We're going to find out this baby isn't his either.
I want to know how she knows it's Diego. Unless I guess she could have just been being boasty and didn't actually sleep with the 1,001 dudes. So maybe
she was lying about it. I don't think she was lying about being pregnant.
I don't think she was lying about being pregnant.
No, I think you're saying she was lying about all the dudes she was with.
I think that's possible. I mean that's some random shit that's straight up Lila's alley.
She could have been lying about all those dudes and she wasn't with anybody. It's just Diego. She's been loving him ever since and she wants him back. So that could be it. She's not even showing she had time.
No, I think she was telling the truth.
I've known women to be 5 months pregnant and not show until they get to their 6 months. So that's not trying to judge on how someone's showing is not a good tell.
And we don't know exactly how. I mean, with her jumping through timelines and eras and stuff like that.
Exactly. We don't know how much time for her has passed being pregnant.
I mean, the rest of them, it's only been 5 days for them, from the last timeline.
Exactly.
We don't know exactly. How long that's been. So,
you don't start showing right away like that.
So it looks like what Hargreaves was after was to reset time and to get his wife back. It also seems like he set it to a spot where he pretty much runs everything. Like, we all noticed that his name was on all the buildings, right? Like, did he just turn this all into Hargreaves' world?
He bought that what is it, the Hargreaves upgrade package to add on to his Sims account. So now everything is Hargreaves.
Hargreaves Financial, Hargreaves Hotel,
Hargreaves Construction.
He owned it all. So it's like, oh man,
all of that.
I don't know if we wanted this. And what was that extra scene about? Like, was that Hargreaves Journal that Ben was reading? Like, is this still part of the plan he and Hargreaves were working on the whole time? Like, I didn't understand that second scene.
Nah, that's our Ben.
How does he?
I still think that's our Ben.
That's season. I think that's season 1 Ben.
Yeah.
I don't think that Ben has the same backstory this go around.
But season 1 Ben is dead. So that was the afterlife train he was on?
Yeah, he's back from the dead now.
That's what I think.
So now we got 2 Bens in this timeline?
Our Ben and then the Ben from that other timeline. The Kugelblitz Blitz one.
No, I don't think that's it.
We have asshole Ben and our Ben.
So you're saying we do have 2 Bens in this timeline now?
Yep, and we should have like 2 Salones in this timeline. A Sparrow one and one from their timeline that Hargreaves never taken.
See that would mean then it wasn't an actual reset.
I still think it's a reset though. A reset to the point that Hargreaves still picked the Umbrella Academy and didn't pick the Sparrows. That in this timeline, Hargreaves never committed suicide. He still has his wife. He doesn't pick.
But then where would they have grown up? Because that's a park that.
And this is the why I said that Klaus doesn't have those tattoos. I think he grew up with his actual mother as an Amish kid
Oh wow, how about that?
because
Okay,
he doesn't have the
so
tattoos. That's the only reason why I think that way.
I love that.
And they only appeared in that courtyard for some weird reason. I don't know why, but they appeared
that's
and
what I'm
just
saying.
restarted their journey
Why would
once.
they all start there? And if it was a full reset, and let's say he doesn't have powers now, or other, how would they also
Well,
know
it all
each other? How
started
would
there
they even
because
have a memory of each
that's not
other?
that's not the courtyard of the Umbrella Academy. That was the courtyard of where
Oh
the
yeah,
hotel
Oblivion.
used to be. Yeah, that's what Victor's saying.
That's right. That's right.
This is
Yeah,
where the
that's
hotel
where
used
the
to be,
hotel was.
and it's got his little picture because he bought it and he made that because
He donated it. Yeah.
So this is his world. This is a whole new thing. They weren't at the academy, so yeah, that's why I like what Phantom
That or he
said.
made sure that once everything is all set and done and they like return, he knows exactly when they'll appear. So he
Yeah,
wrote it in to the point that okay, now that they're here, okay, if they're gonna try to meddle in my plans, I know when they arrive.
maybe they're able to deal with them.
Would
Yeah,
he allow for there to be two of the same personas running around then though? Because I think he's smart enough to know who this world's version of the TVA are. So I think he would know the rules on dual existence. That would not go well for
well,
anything.
I don't
we'll
think
know
he
next season if two people get in the same area and start itching and scratching and farting. We're gonna know that that's two people in the same area. That's how they'll be able
But see, then that's what I'm saying. That's what would cause hiccups, and that's when they would go about again starting to try to change shit. So why would he let that handicap be reset?
I think in
Is
order
what
for
I'm
him to
saying.
defeat Hargreaves, they have to like create another apocalypse. Purposely this time.
There seems to be an apocalypse in every one, so
So
yeah,
this
there has
time
to
they
be
really have to
The
create one.
apocalypse, I don't think they'll have to create it. I think it's still going to be coming. It's just going to be for a different reason.
Yeah.
That's why old Five said, "Don't stop it." It's kind of like the stipulations with Ragnarok. Something does need to be reset, but it needs to happen a specific way,
You do it
and
with
they
the
keep
little,
trying to stop that specific way.
you do it with the machine that they reset it with, Jake. That's how. You just go back to Oblivion, you find the buttons, and you push the right ones, and you reset time. Bam. Absolutely a done and done deal. So, what do we think of this? What do we think of this season as a whole, fandom? How'd you feel about it?
I love this season, damn it. I love this.
Oh, I loved it right up until the last two episodes, and it got a little wonky. As usual, I was not.
Yeah, there was a lot of like questions near the end of it. I'm still questioning, but it's good though. It's like that's how the finale of like every single except for like the first season. The first season, it just like left us like, okay, they're gonna try to time travel back and try to change things, but how season two ended with the introduction of the Sparrow Academy to now this one in Hargreaves Land, Allison still seems to have maybe her abilities still because she still got her cut there and went in the room and
Her
she
lip was still bleeding. Yeah,
it's like
Touch on her hand, yeah.
seems like everything is still the same with her, but with the rest of the crew, it doesn't seem that way. And then
and she also. This is why I think Ray also still has his memories because that bruise on her lip is very visible, and he doesn't bat an eye or ask about it at all when she turns and looks at him. So why are you so comfortable with this, my guy? And
Maybe
also,
Hargreaves went
you
back
just
and
heard
had
her
a
go into the house, so you not worried about where she was that late, or
I think
I don't know.
think
There's a
Hargreaves
lot of
went
hippie
back in
shit going
time.
down.
Hargreaves went back in time and had a little talk with him, and he's like, "Hey, I can give you your wife back and do this." You know,
that
that's
is
what I want
him.
to do.
I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have had to do that. I think he could. I think he could have coded that in the machine.
Perhaps. I'm all in. Scale out of 1 to 10. What do you give it, Phantom?
Probably an 8.5.
8.5.
Because it was like these two slow episodes or filler episodes. I was like, skip this. And then we had like another week to like wait. We could have been done with this season, damn it.
Right? Oh shit! What do you think, AK?
I'm gonna give it an 8.75. I did enjoy it. Again, there were some slow parts, but they were decently seasoned little tiny breadcrumbs of world building. So I'm not gonna hit them too hard on that one. And the storyline for this is really good. There's a lot of random tinfoil that you could spin and what ifs that go along to help speculate and try to figure out where they're going to go. I think they've been doing great each season. They keep knocking it out the park, despite some of the things that we criticize and think could be done better. They're doing an epic job telling this story, and I can't wait for next season. I think it's going to be great.
Oh, it's going to be cool. Yeah, they got a lot of ways they can go. Just anything can happen. I'm with Jake. I'm going to give it an 8. I was right there at an 8. These last 2 episodes kind of brought it down just a little bit for me, but hopefully they'll bring it right back up with the next season and explain some of the things that they just left wide open. Like, I just needed a few more answers. Like, you put too many things on here. Like, again, what was up with the medication? Why was Sloan so freaked out that Dad was off medication and then they never touched on it? Like, we already know he's a crazy bastard and self-centered, but there had to be a reason and something about that medication.
What was he actually doing to them besides that one little clip in the training sequence that we saw? And why did Pogo already have the pills on deck?
Who made them?
And where the fuck is Pogo?
Exactly. Yeah, I just too many questions. That's what happened. They left me a little bit. Oh, our man Slammin says 8 to 9. Absolutely right in there with everybody. Like, I mean, it was a great season. They just too many questions left unanswered. I get it. We got another season coming, but come on, I needed something answered. And just some reason. I mean, what was your and Ben's plan? Where'd these pills come from? What's Pogo doing these days now? Is he still just going to be a tattoo monkey? Like, what's happening? Like, I need to know. But yeah, definitely.
Was he ever even adopted? Actually, you got to wonder.
Pogo in this
everything has changed now. Do you think Hargreaves?
And it depends on which Hargreaves this is. Like Hargreaves and Sparrows, he despised Pogo, but the Hargreaves in season 1, he actually cared a bit for Pogo, and Pogo had a loyalty for Hargreaves. So depends on which. Unless we're gonna get like an entirely different Hargreaves, well, maybe since his wife is now there.
And again, what's going on with that first death? Like you said, did Pogo kill her?
Okay, so that was Sparrow Ben. You see the chat?
What's up?
We just got new person. I don't think I've seen your name before, so welcome, B. Lee.
What's up, B. Lee? The showrunner confirmed that Ben was on the train.
So that is Sparrow Ben.
I mean, he did bounce and go his own way. He said he was out of here. So
I mean, they all did, yeah.
And he looked a little bit older even. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me that it's Sparrow Ben.
Very interesting.
So, exactly. Was that Hargreaves' journal that he was reading? And what's the plan? Maybe him and Hargreaves really did have a plan, and we haven't seen it yet. That hasn't come to fruition yet. So maybe he wasn't full of it, and him and Hargreaves actually did have a plan, and now it's coming on.
We're going to find out.
But Ben seemed to be one of them. Wasn't Ben one of them getting zombified on one of those stars anyway? So, I mean, was he going to kill Ben and take him out? And again, maybe he was never going to kill him. He was just draining him of all the time. So, yeah, they got a lot to explain next season. I'm here for it. I can't wait. I'm definitely going to be right there from episode 1. See what's happening. So that's going to do it for the season. We got just a couple trivia questions on this one. See if you remember anything from the show. If you do remember it, write it in the chat box. If not, write them in the comments down below if you're watching later. Who was the first one through the tunnel when they came into Hotel Oblivion?
Harvey wants to say Allison.
That's what I want to say Allison too, but I think that's wrong.
That is definitely incorrect. Who was the first one through the door when they went through that tunnel?
Ben?
Tattoo Monkey would make a great band name.
Would.
Oh, man. Nope, Ben is incorrect. So if you guys know that one, write it down below. I knew that'd be a good one. Let us know. Question number 2. Klaus said Luther was as dead as a bygone dance move. What dance move did he call it?
Oh, shit.
I thought you guys might snap this one up. Nice. We got him.
Yeah, I didn't take that many notes for...
I was just enjoying the last two episodes.
The Running Man, Moonwalk.
You're right.
No.
Klaus said Luther was as dead as a bygone dance move. What dance move was he talking about? Everybody in the chat got that one? I actually thought that one might get it. He said knife guy. Nope, Diego was not. That is incorrect as well.
Yeah, at this point, probably Lila.
Right? That sounds like some shit.
You almost named them all. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, absolutely 100%, yes, it was Lila. She came through and kicked open that door. She was like, I ain't scared of shit. Let's go. It was Lila first one through. Oh, good guess on the 5th time. When they split to look for the sigil, they said to meet back in the lobby in how long?
An hour?
7 minutes?
Incorrect. I mean, in the chat, remember that one? When they split up to look for the sigil, they said, let's meet back in the lobby in how long?
30 minutes.
Half hour, 30 minutes?
100%. Absolutely correct. 30 minutes. Well done. When he claimed to have left his journal, what floor did Hargreaves say he'd meet Ben and Sloan on?
Was it 5? No.
First floor.
It had to be one of their numbers.
Let's
Don't
see.
second guess yourself.
What floor numbers did we see? 5, 3, 6. I think we saw.
No, I think it was 5 because they literally met
Absolutely.
5 because they met 5 in that same hall, so it had to be 5.
All right.
Well, I was like, don't second guess yourself. You nailed it right out of the gate. It was 100% floor number 5. 5 said he'd been walking in circles. Ben thinks he can do better. 5 then lead the way, and called him what great explorer from our past.
Marco
Magellan.
Polo or
You said Marco Polo. Magellan.
Good answer. What are you
Wrong
talking
M,
about?
fandom.
Oh, why not? Why not be Marco Polo? That's fantastic. But yes, AK is absolutely correct. It was Magellan. Oh, that is going to do it for us. 100% love this season. Everybody gave it an 8 or higher, so that's definitely one worth watching. And all in, can't wait for episode or season 4 to come by, and we're going to be right back into it. And speaking of being right back into it, we're going to be right back into it tomorrow with Westworld episode 1 and 2. So come on back for that. We're going to be doing it. And then Thursday, we're going to keep it moving and be talking about the new series She-Hulk from Marvel. So we're going to keep it rolling, keep coming back. We'll be right back here tomorrow. I hope to see each and every one of you right back here tomorrow night. But that's going to do it for us. Thanks for the realist number 7 for coming down this rabbit hole with me. And once again, we're going to get started all over again. Any last thoughts out the door, AK?
Come hit me and fandom up on Friday for trivia. Our what is our topic? House of the Dragon, and that is not necessarily leveled to just Fire and Blood. It's basically the whole House of the Dragon, all things Targaryen trivia. So come through and hang out. Very soon, I do not know the exact date. Also, 1,000 Eyes and One, the ladies Nikki and Tanya, will be doing discussions about Fire and Blood and the Dance of the Dragon. So go over to their channel and give them a sub and look out for that. There's a whole bunch of us, that are going to be doing more Game of Thrones things with the return of the Targaryens coming up Sunday, I believe. So come hang out with me if you want somebody to watch with. I'll be doing a watch along and not showing it on there. You got to have your own subscription so you can watch, but we'll sync up where we at with times, and we'll sit and comment throughout the whole thing. And then you can watch the plethora of people that are going to be doing discussions about it. I can't even list them all, but I know there's a lot of folks coming back, and I'm here for it. I love that we're going back to Westeros, so let's get it done. And definitely continue to check us out on this channel, because DJ is going to have us watching all the good shows, and we're going to be here to talk about it.
Absolutely. What about you, Realist? Any last words out the door?
Yep. Pogo, you're a menace. He needs to be locked up.
For fuck's sake. # free Pogo.
Free Pogo. My man. Let my man live. Can Pogo not just live? Can Pogo not just be? Oh, that's going to do it for us. Like I said, we're going to be right back here tomorrow night. Hope to see each and every one of you right back here on this channel. And until then, hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic week so far. And it only gets better from here. Till we see you tomorrow night. Be easy, everybody.